Hey guys, welcome back. So here we are with the Mark 3 Golf vr6 engine. So yep, let's have a look around at it and we're going to see how healthy is this engine. So yes, it is a vr6 because there's 6 cylinders and they are staggered. So there's 3 on this side, 3 on this side, but it's a single head. So it's a vr6, so it's an inline V6 engine. Yes, makes no sense, but that's what it is. So the engine code for this one is AAA, which means it's a 2.8 litre engine. So the Crados would have had a 2.9, this has a 2.8. The other difference is this has a solid distributor just here, so it's a big block and it's internally is doing the distributor, where on the Corrado ones, which is the 2.9, which is the slightly older engines, they would have had a distributor, I think, out the side here, which would have been rotating here. But basically it had its own coil, its own distributor, where this is all in one. Differences, probably the other engine is more powerful, but this one is easier to diagnose, so you can run VCDS or VAGCOM and it'll do a check on the coil and everything like that. I think that's what the differences are, but basically it's 280 or 290 horsepower. I think it's 280 and the other one was 290. So yeah, that's the only differences. That's all I know about these engines, apart from their fantastic sound out of them. That's what I absolutely love. That's why I bought this car. So we are going to check a few different things. First of all, before we even start this engine, it has loads of engine oil, so that's great. Last thing you want to do is crank over an empty engine. Belts has belts. That's only the belts for the alternator really, and the power steering pump and the AC. The rest of it is actually done by timing chains, so I'm not able to open up anything to check timing chains, but I think you have to use VCS as well to check that. So what else are we going to check? Okay, manifold was taken off by the ex-owner, but we can just lift that off and we're going to have a look at the spark plugs. The HT leads are already taken off. They're fairly easy to work out because obviously the shortest one is going to go here, the longest one is going to go here, and I know the sequence anyway. So there's 6 of them, so there's 3 on this side, 3 on this side. Right, let's lift this off. So obviously you don't have to take off the inlet manifold to do this test, but it's just way easier because mine was already removed and it's easier for the video. So there is 3 spark plugs down each of these holes, and then on the far side there's one. There's another one hidden here at the side, and there's one in there. So the only thing I know is where the water pump is on, inlet pipes are on this side, so this is the furthest one away from the water pipe. So apparently this cylinder here, which is this spark plug, where's it gone? This spark plug here, so this cylinder here is the one that's going to get the hottest, and obviously they should have better compression the closer they are to the pipes here, or the radiator pipes. So it's just because that's the way the VR6 is set up. So yeah, we're going to do a compression test just to check how healthy is this engine. So to do the compression test, we have a compression tester kit. It's the one I have, and I think it is this one. Yeah, it's this one here. So the threads will match the spark plugs, and what we're going to do is take out all 6, put this into each one individually, and we're going to test it, and this is the gauge. Right, okay, let's set that up. So before we can set up the compression tester, we have to set up the leads from the starter motor to the battery, and the way we did this is, so we have the positive wire connected to the positive of the solenoid, so we have to make a circuit now, so we need a negative, so we've connected onto the side of the block here. Coming all the way around is our negative wire. It says negative on just there. And you actually have to put the negative onto the negative and positive onto the positive because they are slightly different diameters and they won't fit. So we have main positive, main negative set up. Now we need an exciter wire, which is this little wire here, which I've just wired up. It's only a random bit of wire going into the plug just here, and that's what your key would be connected to. So we're going to just crank over the engine. It won't start because obviously there's no ECU, there's no fuel, there's no anything in it, and just to generate a little bit of oil pressure and to check the compression on each of the cylinders. Okay, we're wired up, we're ready to go. Good. Okay, so I think I either have a dead starter or a sticking starter. So we'll bring out the old persuader and see what happens. Maybe we can just give the solenoid or the motor a little tap and see if that frees it up. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, so I really want this engine to turn over and start. So what we're going to do, which is probably the most sketchiest thing we're going to do, is we're going to excite this wire with the 12 volt like normal, but because the solenoid is sticking or the power isn't going from here to here, we're going to bypass it by literally using the end of the hammer, and we're going to put the end of the hammer just here and then touch it off the live here. So that should send 12 volt of power straight down into the starter motor. That should spin it, and by energizing the solenoid at the same time, it'll shove the Bendix out, so it should turn the flywheel. So we'll give that a go and see if that works, because this is incredibly sketchy, but it might just work. Okay, we're going to rest the end of the hammer just on top of the wire, just before we touch it off the 12 volt. Now we're going to energize the starter motor and get it to spin over at the same time. Oh. Okay, let's see if that even worked. You know that song, Dumb Ways to Die? This is probably it. Okay, so we have the end of the hammer just touching the two wires together. We're just going to touch off the 12 volt and see what happens. Oh, that's really well. Okay, that worked really well. Hey, it worked! Brilliant. Okay, so I've just done the compression test on each of the cylinders. I didn't record it, but I'm just going to put up here on the top right hand corner what each of my results was. So what do you think of this? So they're all within about 20 or 30 psi of each other. So do you think that's right or wrong? Okay, and this is what I found on the internet, what it said it should be, and what a really good and what a really bad result would be for the VR6. So overall, with the results, I'm actually quite happy. I think this is actually going to be quite a healthy engine, like bar that one of the chains or something is broken, but overall I think it's actually, for the 6 cylinders themselves, they're very good compression in each of them, so I'm happy with that. So I don't know how I check the chains without having pulling the head off or something like that, but if you know, leave a comment down in the comment section down below, and hopefully I'm going to start getting ready to put this engine now into the car. Can't wait. So if you like this type of video, give a thumbs up, subscribe over there. As always guys, thanks for watching. See you later.